This is our Jewellery Fundamentals Diploma program. This is the open day, your chance to get an idea of what the Jewellery Fundamental Diploma is all about. So myself, I'm sure many of you know who I am. My name is Andrew Berry. I've been in this trade for in the region of 38 years now, and throughout that time I have done an awful lot when it comes to jewellery. We have set up numerous online stores. We have done most things when it comes to jewellery. We design, we manufacture, we repair, we've done casting, we've designed, we've done high quality castings, we've sold jewellery through agents and reps around the country. We just try and do everything we possibly can, and that is what we have been doing. You may also know me from At The Bench. That's our online jewellery training platform, and that's been going now for over about 13-14 years now, so that's really established and is basically a worldwide brand. So over those 38 years, there's a lot of information that I have gained and I have amassed, and I've made loads of mistakes, and it's through those mistakes that I've sort of honed my skills and techniques that I can try and bring all this to you so you don't make the mistakes that I made. And it's these skills that I really do want to pass on to you guys. What will we be covering on our open day? So as we go through the slideshow, we're going to be showing you the projects that we are going to be dropping into your mailbox every single week. We're going to be showing you how we're going to be able to support you through your jewellery making year. We're going to be looking at the tuition, how we're going to be teaching you. We're going to be looking at the costs, and don't get me wrong, the cost is a really big important factor now when it comes to studying online. And then also you can ask questions as we're going through, or you can leave them until the end, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have at the end as well. You can ask any questions. There's no such thing as a silly question, because if you're thinking about it, I'm sure there's going to be somebody else who's going to be thinking about it as well. So what is the diploma all about? It's a diploma that is spaced over one academic year. We're going to be looking at 3 terms, which starts in September, and it goes through then until July of next year. We are looking at about a 1 day a week commitment, although this can be spread over a whole week. But we like to think that you can put in roughly around about 8 hours minimum on the diploma. Again, you can spread that out over several days. We feel that if you try and cram it in 1 day, it's going to be perhaps a little bit stressful perhaps, but spacing it over the period of the week, we should be really be able to get to grips with everything that we have to offer you. But as I said, it's completely flexible. If you can't do everything in the 1 day, well, that's fine. You can always space it over to the next day, and perhaps if you're getting a bit stressed, have a break, come back to it, and you should find that everything should be absolutely hunky-dory. So as I mentioned, a lot of you may know me from At The Bench. At The Bench is our online jewellery training platform. Currently we have around 37,000 members completely all around the world. We started up, as I said, about 13-14 years ago. We are the original, and we are the largest online jewellery training platform out there. We've got 1,700 films available for you to watch, covering everything from something as simple as getting the height of your stool right for the bench. What benches do you need? What tools do you need? Technique starting right from the basics, right up to pave setting, halo setting. We do lots of things like casting. Everyone loves a bit of cuttlefish casting or delft clay casting. And we think that the community that we have built over those years is absolutely fabulous. Everybody who comes onto the live Q&As that we have again on YouTube on a Monday are like friends. You know them personally. They email us, we communicate with them, and we think it's an amazing community. We've also got tools that can be won every month as well. So if you're a paid member of At the Bench, there's always a chance that you can win some amazing tools. Things like flex shafts, pendant motors, Durston products, bangle mandrels, domain blocks, disc cutters. So we have a huge range of tools at our disposal that we can give to our paid members. So how does it work? The diploma. It's really quite simple. You watch the films, and what we're going to do is make sure that they get to you the couple of days before the Monday start, because what we don't want to do is drop these films onto you on a Monday. You're going to spend 20 minutes and an hour watching the films, and then you realize then you perhaps have only got 7 hours then to actually go through those films. So we're going to try and give the access to these films a couple of days beforehand. If you get a chance to watch them, fantastic. If you don't, it doesn't matter, you can watch them on a Monday. But by doing that, you find that you can go through the films perhaps once or twice. We're also producing course notes along with all the films, which means that you can make your own notes as you watch the films. And we find that making these notes and watching the films perhaps once or even twice really does help you learn and understand the techniques. Course notes are there. Louise is putting all those course notes together, and they are additional to the films. Sometimes I'm filming and I get a little bit carried away, and I may forget something, but Louise then comes on and says, Andrew, you haven't mentioned this. Oh, let's put it in the course notes. So we make sure that these course notes are completely comprehensive, photographs of what we're doing, text to say what we're doing, and there's a space to put your own little notes as well. We're going to be holding individual and also group Zoom calls with everyone, so we can give you the encouragement that you need. Sometimes you may be feeling a little bit flat and find a bit of a problem when it comes to a certain technique. We can talk, we can discuss it, you can show us what you're doing, and we can really give you the advice and the support as we go along as well. If you feel that you don't want to appear on camera, that's fine, we totally understand. And we also give you a personal email address to myself and Louise, and we were the people then who will be replying to those. So again, have any problems, we will always reply to those emails as well. We've also got an amazing Facebook community, and we're going to be putting together a nice little private Facebook group for the students of the Jewellery Fundamentals Diploma. Now, when it comes to the students, we're going to be restricting access. No, we're not. We're going to be restricting the number of students that we're going to be letting up onto the diploma. We don't want to have hundreds of students and realize that we can't get round to everybody and give everybody the support that they need. So we're limiting the amount of students that we're taking on. At the moment, a third of those places have already been taken, and we haven't even done the open day yet. So we're really excited for those students who have come on already, and we really want you to come on and have the support from myself. After all, I've got 38 years in this trade, and you will be dealing directly with myself, so you'll know exactly what needs to be done. So it's all about weekly lessons. The films drop into your inbox the weekend before the Monday start. As I said, this gives you a chance then to go through the films, to find out what it's all about. If you have any problems, any queries regarding the films, you can always get in contact with us via the special helpline email address, and Louise and I will be there to answer those questions before you start the work on the Monday. As we said, the course notes will be available as well. You'll be able to download these. These will be available as a PDF. You can view them on the screen, or you can print them out. And we do advise you to print them out because it allows you then to sit back, have a look at the course notes, make your little handwritten notes then as you watch the films in case there's something that you need to remember. And also you will have lifetime access to everything in the diploma. You have lifetime access to all the films and also to all the course notes as well. So the Zoom sessions, what are they all about? As I said, we try and going to give you some individual support. So each one of you will have a Zoom calls with us, and you can then ask the questions. We can go through projects and techniques. We can support you, and we want to give you, this is what the whole idea is, to have small groups so we can give you the support as you're going through. Small groups, again, this is what we're saying. We don't want to have too many students because we're not going to get through everybody and give you the total support that you need. You don't have to attend them either. This is something that is not obligatory. You can pop in and out. If you don't want to have an individual support one particular term, you don't have to. If we have a small group, you don't have to come on if you don't want to. You can still contact us in several ways as well. The group sessions will be recorded and they will be available upon the private Facebook group. So if, for instance, you can't turn up one evening or you don't wish to come on, you can always then watch the replay and go through the recording. Again, any questions that you have from those recordings that you need clearing up, you can always then contact myself or Louise. We're going to be having question and answer sessions as well. These are more towards the end of each term. So we want to sort of answer any questions you may have from the projects and the techniques that you've had in the past and also going forward. And as usual, at the end of each term, we're going to be marking your pieces. We're going to give you a week at the end of each term, a workshop week, just for you to be able to catch up. If you've perhaps been on holiday, you haven't been well, you've been busy with your life and you haven't been able to get those particular projects done each week, and this will give you the time to catch up. Then on a particular date that we will obviously let you know in advance, that we require then your projects to be packed up. We give you all the necessary labels, packaged up nice and safe, that don't get scratched, don't get marked or dented. Put them in a nice sturdy box and you can post them to us. We will then be looking at these and then we will be marking. With that marking process, we'll also arrange a Zoom call with you. Again, you don't have to if you don't want. You don't have to feel pressured. It's something that we want to give you face-to-face a critique and go through perhaps what you could have done to perhaps get a better mark and so forth. So the private Facebook group, we feel this is going to be an amazing community, especially as with the small group of people that we're going to have. It's private, so nobody else is going to be allowed onto the group, and it's going to be a great way to chat with your fellow students. As I said, again, you don't have to participate if you don't want to, but it'd be great if you can come on there, say to everybody who you are, what you're doing, what your background is, and it's a great way to ask questions as you go through the diploma as well. Louise and I will also be in that private Facebook group every day to check out if you do have any questions that perhaps haven't been asked, or you can ask us questions directly from that Facebook group as well. And this is the main thing that we want to try and stress. It is the support that we want to give you. There's not much point giving you a course and say, get on with it, because that's not the correct way of doing things. We want to support you every step of the way because we want you to succeed and produce the best jewellery that you can possibly make. So the key benefits of this diploma is going to be structure. We're going through the fundamental basics of the techniques of jewellery making. The first couple of weeks are going to be concentrating on piercing, as we're going to be coming through in a second to show you the curriculum, and we're going to be building on each week, building on the techniques that you are learning, and the projects then that you will be doing reflect then what you have learned that week and also the previous weeks. And as we go then through the terms, we're going to be producing some amazing pieces of jewellery, and we've got some of the jewellery here as well, so I'll be able to show you those. And the accountability as well, so you'll be able to ask the questions. It's setting up a nice regime for you to go through, knowing what's going to be happening, and with the films, with the course notes, and we'll be there every step of the way. The marking, I think, is really important as well, because everyone likes to know how good is their jewellery, how could we make it better, what is the best way to produce a particular project or a particular finish, and we'll be there marking it. We're going to be nice and kind. There are some people out there who are really harsh, but we're going to be giving some positive comments when it comes to your particular items. Lifetime access to At the Bench is included as well. So once you finish the diploma, you have a 12-month access to At the Bench, which will enable you then to carry on with your learning, to see what other techniques are out there. You've got a whole year's access, which is worth £200. And again, with At the Bench, you then have access to myself as well. There's a gallery on there, there's a forum on there, and it's a great way to interact with your fellow jewellers. The diploma is certified by At the Bench Jewellery School and At the Bench Academy, and we feel that with our long history in jewellery and jewellery making, that we feel this is going to be one of the best diplomas out there that money can buy. So we're going to look at the curriculum. Before we go any further, is there any sort of any questions, Louise, that we need to have a look at very quickly? For those not in the UK, will the shipping label for sending our finished items back cover shipping from other countries? So no, you are responsible for your shipping to us. We send the items back to you then at our cost.
I think this one's been answered.
Money to diploma, will there be an exam board or the course aligned with any organisation? We've looked at City and Guilds here in the UK. We feel that there's a lot of paperwork to go through.
It's not recognised, is it, in other countries?
Yeah, and also, as Louise just said, it is not recognised in other countries as well. But we feel that to be a jeweller, you don't necessarily have to write the best essay or write the best explanations. You are creating items at the bench. So your ability to create is the best type of way of explaining things. So no, it is not externally monitored. Is it monitored? Yeah, moderated and certified. It is certified by us, who've basically had 38 years in this trade. I'm thinking of doing jewellery design, but haven't done jewellery in about 6 years. Will this course be right for me, or joining At the Bench be a better option? Fortuna, it's a good question. So very quickly, it's a course for beginners or for anybody who wants to refine their techniques and their skills. What did you say earlier, Louise?
Basically build their skills and build their confidence.
It's a way that's going to be able to build your skills and build your confidence. I think that if you have done jewellery making in the past, especially if you've been doing it to a degree level, I think perhaps this is going to be a little bit too basic for you. And next year's diploma, jewellery design and manufacturing, would be the next step up for you, because we cover an awful lot of the basic techniques, which obviously throughout your degree I'm sure that you have covered.
It's probably worth mentioning future courses they'll need to evidence competencies to...
Yes, okay, yeah. So as Louise was just saying, yes, as we go through the next diploma for next year, the jewellery design and manufacturing, we are going to need some sort of proof of jewellery making, of your skills available, to see if you are then at the right level to be taking that next diploma. So if you did the Jewellery Fundamentals Diploma, the next diploma, the Jewellery Design and Manufacturing, would be the next stage. If you feel that you've been making jewellery for quite a few years now, this diploma I think may be a little bit too basic for you. So just hang on for another year to go on to the jewellery making and manufacturing.
You don't want to just blindly take your money and for you not to...
Exactly, exactly, yeah. So we don't want to just take your money. We want to make sure that we give you the best option that is suitable for you, and perhaps within that space of a year before you want to start the next diploma up, you obviously can join At the Bench as well. Tony appears, I teach an accredited course and the amount of paperwork is ludicrous. Much better to do them. This has gone off.
Gone to sleep. It was
there
doing
we go.
making.
Yes, making back. Exactly. So this is the whole idea.
We've got more time for everybody then, haven't we?
Yeah, we don't want to distract you from your actual being creative. You know, I over the years I found that I'm sort of partially dyslexic in some ways, and I find that writing essays, writing a lengthy dissertation or whatever it would be, I find it really hard, but I can express myself and I can do the practical side of things a lot better, and that's what we feel is going to be the best option for you guys. Okay, so let's carry on with the curriculum. So we're going to be breaking it down into 3 terms, and there's 11 weeks per term. So as you can see, we're looking at piercing practice, piercing, soldering masterclass, soldered inlay project. Then we're going to start doing something a bit more creative. We're going to be making a silver ring, shadow box, chain making, a polishing masterclass to be able then to polish those few pieces and going forward, a lovely silver cabochon ring, wax basics, forming, and then there's that last week at the end of the term to catch up in case you've missed anything, or if you want to refine a couple of projects or do another project again, you are completely welcome to do that. So let's have a look at week 1. We're going to be looking at piercing. It's going to be quite a tiresome week because obviously when it comes to piercing, you're not going to be used to the movements of your arm and the hand holding onto the, in this case, the copper and the brass. And we're going to be providing you with little practice pieces and templates that you can download and also stick onto your copper. Excuse me a second. So you'll be able to practice cutting straight lines, cutting corners, cutting nice waves as we got in the picture there, cutting the spiral, which is an absolute, it is hard into that one, Louise. Cutting the spiral. Not too bad?
I didn't find that too bad.
Okay.
Piercing's not my forte, but yeah.
So Louise has gone through all of this, so she's made sure that it's all good and she's put the course notes together. So the piercing practice, that's all you're going to be doing is just practicing the piercing initially. Week 2, you're going to be putting into practice what you practiced. So we're going to be providing you again with downloadable templates. In that picture there, we've got sort of Christmas decorations. It's going to be September. You're going to be looking at what you can make for Christmas. And some people will love making these just to hang on your own tree. Or you can cut them out and you can then give them as presents as well. Put a nice little ribbon through the top. You're welcome to do whatever type of piercing that you want to. Perhaps you may feel that these downloadable pieces are going to be too complex. That's fine. If you just simply want to cut out letters, cut out numbers, cut out shapes, it's entirely up to you. Week 3, we're going to be looking at a soldering masterclass. So again, we're going to be looking at lots of different types of soldering. Soldering, I think, is going to be really important. It's an important part of jewellery making. And if you can master the soldering, you will find that you will progress and you'll be making some amazing pieces. There's lots of steps to take when it comes to soldering. You make sure that each step is correct and you will find that you will be able to solder with no problems at all. In the picture here, we've got things like butt joints. When you come to make up rings, you're going to be using a butt joint. We're going to be soldering jump rings. We're going to be soldering posts onto back plates. All these different types of techniques you're going to be using throughout the whole projects. Sweat soldering, I love sweat soldering. It's the most amazing way of soldering. And through that particular week, in that few classes, you're going to be finding you're going to be soldering like an expert at the end of it. The soldered inlay project is really good for your techniques and your accuracy. We're going to be cutting out a sheet of brass. We're looking at 1.5mm thick brass, and then we're going to be cutting out a corresponding hole in a sheet of copper, and you're going to have to be making your little brass square to fit into your copper, and then we're going to be soldering it. So again, we're looking at accuracy and the soldering as well. Now, straight away, this is week 5. You're going to be creating these amazing rings and also these shadow box pendants.
Did you get the ring? Do you want me to get it?
No, don't worry about the ring, that's fine.
Okay.
Can you pass me the bust to put them on, please? So shadow box pendants are an amazing way that we're going to be able to show techniques. It looks really complicated, but it really isn't. So these are shadow box pendants. It is simple little box, little aperture cut out in the front. We've got one polished, one plain. Aperture there is heart, that one there is a circle. Okay, and the inside is liver sulphate, so it's got nice and black. So that's one of the projects that you're going to be making in week 5, along with a textured ring as well. Week 6, we're going to be looking at chain making. Now, if you can solder wire and solder little round rings, jump rings together, you can make simple but amazing chains. Got one here, and we're also going to be making the clasp as well. So again, we got this type of chain here, as you can see, nice, simple, almost Figaro-like chain, 3-in-1, 3 round links, 1 oval link. So I'm going to be showing you how to put all that together, and then also with a nice little S clasp as well with that, and you're going to be creating that. And I think the way that that's made there is really, really good. I absolutely love that. A nice, sturdy bracelet. Polishing, we're going to be looking at polishing. Up until then, the projects that we've been producing are a simple matte finish. You can leave them matte, or you can use the techniques that you learn when it comes to polishing to make them to a nice high finish, but also not necessarily polishing. In the picture there, we've got things like the Scotch-Brite wheel, we've got the texturing wheel as well, and we're going to be showing you how you can put textures upon metals and also how to polish proficiently. Week 8, nice, simple, classic cabochon ring. Are you in the picture there? No, you're not. So a nice, simple cabochon ring, very nice and simple, straightforward, and elegant. Thank you, Louise. Nice and simple. Again, the projects that the techniques that you learn in the previous weeks, you can put together. So in this particular project, you've got a round bezel. Well, that's like the ring that you made in the previous technique. You can solder that bezel then up onto a back plate, like the shadow box, and so forth. The ring shank is another ring. So you can take these little components and just put them together to make these amazing pieces of jewelry. Then we're going to have a break. We're going to be looking at wax. Now, wax is an amazing medium because it enables you to carve and to shape whatever you want. And again, in the picture you hear, we've got simple rings that we've carved shapes, textures into it. We can carve signet rings, we can carve pendants, and we're going to be supplying you the wax files and so forth that will allow you to do this. All we want you to do is just to use your imagination to produce something in wax. It can be rings, it can be a pendant. Excuse me. So it can be anything you want. We're not going to ask you to get these cast. We just simply want to see the techniques and the creations that you can come up simply by using the wax. We're going to be looking at forming. Now, forming is going to be bending metal, it's going to be shaping metal, and we're going to be looking at using a doming set or a dapping set that we're going to be able to produce these domes. You can see there's 2 different types. We've got a pendant, we've also got a ring, some liver sulphur, which is that black patina that's put onto the piece that really does show the texture. In the bottom of these pieces, we've got small little pieces of gold as well that you can put in that really does lift it. And we've got one of the pendants here as well. And again, Louise is going to come in with one of the rings, as you can see, and there is the pendant as well. So I think, thank you very much. But yeah, nice, substantial, unusual, but completely commercial. Then we're going to be looking at our workshop week. So if you've had to have time off, if you've been away on a holiday, you haven't managed to complete a particular project one week, well, this is the whole week now that you can have to catch up on anything that you haven't done. Also, it gives you the chance that perhaps you can just refine a few techniques if you wanted to. You can perhaps go over and do one of the other projects in case you perhaps have messed up, but you feel that you can do a better job this time. So that'll give you the whole week, enables you then to do whatever you wanted to, or if you're completely caught up to date, you can have a nice relaxing week. Term 2. This is going to be after Christmas. This is going to start in January. We're going to be looking at making stamps. Being able to make a stamp and be able to use that stamp to hit onto a piece of metal is a great way to put texture and patterns. And in this particular project, we're going to be making a nice simple torque bangle. We're going to be giving you nails. If you buy the materials list, the tools list from us, we're going to be giving you some simple household nails that you can buy from an ironmonger's or a thrift store, whatever it would be, and we're going to be showing you how you can use those nails for different shapes, different techniques to be able to make these amazing patterns upon one of the torque bracelets. Tube setting rings, a nice simple technique when it comes to setting round stones, whether they be faceted or whether they be small little cabochons, by using tubing. It's a simple no-brainer when it comes to producing bezels, because your bezel is already made. It is the tubing, and we're going to be showing you how you can use that tubing to set stones, whether they be small little round cabochons or faceted stones. So we've got a simple pendant here that we've just put together on the course, and again we've got a nice simple ring. We've got some small little bezel set stones on there as well, tube set stones. As I said, that is within a pendant. You can produce that onto a ring. It's entirely up to you. We're going to be looking at cold connection. Now this is one of my favorite projects, because it enables you to put together metals of different types without actually having to solder them. So we're going to be using things like rivets when it comes to this, and also we're going to be using wire for pivots as well. And I think you may have seen this on some of the socials that we did not so long ago. We did this particular pendant here, and we've got the different multi-layers attached onto it, and we've got a little moon upon the top here that will actually spin around, and we go to the sun on here, and then we go to the moon. So these pieces of copper have been riveted onto the silver, which goes to show you don't necessarily need to solder every single project that you're doing. And also riveting is a great way of also putting together metals that perhaps you've finished and you've highly polished, or perhaps it's a material that doesn't like heat, and it's a great way to join different materials in that aspect. Week 4, we're going to be looking at recycling. So up until now, you've been making your jewellery, you've got your little offcuts. What you do with your offcuts, you save them. And in this week, we're going to be looking at recycling. We're going to be looking at melting down those little pieces of metal to be able to create nice, unusual blobby pendants or blobby rings. You can use the stamps to put marks up in the top of those rings as well. The silver torque bangle, I love this bangle because it's a beautiful torque bangle with a nice simple stone set, again tube set right into the center of that. It's made out of wire, a double strand of wire, but it is nice and flexible, which allows it to go upon the wrist, and I shall model this myself. There we go. It's a nice reef knot bangle, as you can see. Come round, the ends are rounded, they're not going to stick into you, and that's a great seller when it comes to this beautiful bangle. We're going to be looking at flush setting stones into metal that is going to be stone set into the metal that is flush, so you've got no particular type of fastening with that particular stone. So it's an ideal way that you can produce rings or pendants set with stones that there's no claws or anything to catch, that can be worn every single day. Granulation, again, we're going to be looking at the small little granules that you're going to be cutting off the pieces in the past week to melt down different sizes, different shapes, really unusual type of pendants. We like this one here.
This one reminds me of a
champagne.
A glass, how did you know?
Glass of champagne,
darling,
with the little bubbles in the glass, and I think that looks really amazing as well.
I love it.
Again, you can put a patina on this with liver or sulfur, and we'll come to that as we go through the course. But you can produce these pendants simply from using your little offcuts, and the picture shows a pendant your champagne bubble pendant, and also these bit more of a uniform type of design as well when it comes to the earrings. And we're going to be making up the earring on the far right and also the 2 pendants in that particular week. Advanced chain making. People have been mentioned that they don't like chains. We're going to get over that. We're going to be producing some amazing types of chains. You've got a bit of wood in that particular picture, and we're going to be able to make up some chains using that particular piece of wood that you'll have to supply, but the wire you just simply twist around, and again we can produce some amazing designs as well simply from using jigs and templates. Use some amazing type of chains. This is a lovely Celtic style here. As you can see, there's lots of different types that you can make as well. This is my all-time favorite pendant. We're going to be looking at hinges, and again hinges and rivets in this one, and I absolutely love this particular type of pendant. And also it will open up, as you can see, and you can put like a secret message in there for your loved one, and I think that's just a gorgeous simple type of pendant. And everyone loves little secret messages in envelopes, don't they? I do like that. So that's one of my favorite projects. Then we're going to be looking at social media marketing. Everyone wants a recipe for success when it comes to social media. We're going to be going through social media hints and tips when it comes to Instagram and Facebook. And again, we have a workshop week then that you can just catch up on everything that you've done over the past 10 weeks. Picture of Louise then, busy working. I think she's doing some piercing on that one. So that's Louise busy working away. Term 3, this is the last term. This is where we really ramp up the techniques now to something a little bit more technical, a little bit more tricky. Claw setting rings. Again, we're going to be using tubing for this, but simply reducing the tubing to reveal claws that will then enable us then to set stones. I think this is a beautiful type of claw setting. We've put this upon a silver band that you're going to be making, but you can put it onto a pendant, whatever really suits you. But it's a great way of producing a nice classic claw setting quite simply without too many solder joints. Fancy bezels. Now, we all know how to make round bezels by now, but how about marquee shaped stones, pear shaped stones, triangular shaped, square shaped stones? It's not just a straightforward technique. You have to learn how to cope with these corners. We've got a gorgeous marquee shaped ring here, as you can see. Nice and straightforward. A lot of people get this wrong. I'll just tell you a little tip now. A lot of people, when they come to set these particular types of stones with corners, they always leave the corner to last. No, you start off with the corner, and we're going to come to all that as we go through. And we got another triangular shaped ring here, as you can see. Do we have another one there, Lou?
Yeah, pear shape.
And we got a beautiful then pear shaped stone as well. Nice, gorgeous turquoise there. Then again, an amazing project. This is quite a technical challenge for you. This is why we've given you 2 weeks to do this. We're going to be making the locket, we're going to be making the outsides, we're going to texture them, we're going to dome them. There's an inner ring that will enable you to put a lock of hair in it or someone's picture. There's a nice technical hinge on this. Nice clasp on it. So there's lots of things that you're going to be able to put into this particular project that you've learned over the previous weeks. And again, this is a gorgeous project that you've got 2 weeks to do. Now we're going to be looking at wire claw settings in week 5, putting wires, soldering wires. These type of claw settings are how claw settings using wire should be made. Really lovely. You can make them nice and narrow, you can make them nice and wide. We're going to be providing you with the stones that you're going to be able to use for this. It likes to turn itself off. And this is a really, again, a nice little technical challenge with lots of soldering operations. We're going to be using castings. So again, we supply the castings, we make up these ourselves, and there's lots of different castings that you're going to be able to have. There's going to be ovals, there's going to be pear shaped, there's going to be round, and we're going to ask you to put these together in different styles for pendants and earrings. And again, you've got free reign upon what you want to do with those castings. And then week 7 and 8, we're looking at a final project. So whatever you've learned all past the past 26 weeks, you can then put into practice, and we want then you to produce 2 pieces of jewellery based upon what you've learned. We're going to give you a certain criteria about what we want to see, what techniques we want to see in these projects, and it is up then to you to make whatever you want. What we have to say is the fact that if you buy the materials from us, the final project materials are obviously not included in that list, or the materials that you buy. It's up to you then to purchase the materials, so you can make it out of whatever you want. Week 9 then, I think photography is going to be very, very important, because you're going to be able to want to photograph your pieces that you have been making, and use these photographs then for things like business cards, for flyers, for your Facebook, for Instagram. And we're going to be showing you how you can get the most amazing photographs from simply using a simple iPhone or an Android. And then week 10 is a live Q&A with Louise and myself. There's the lovely Louise there. And again, we're going to be going through all the questions, and we're going to be trying to get through to all those answers with you as well, if you have any problems in the past weeks and any questions going forward. And again, that workshop week, the week before, you send us all your particular projects that you have been working on. So how does the marking work? We're going to be looking at a fail. We don't want anybody to fail. This is why we are going to support you every step of the way. There's a pass, there's a merit, and there is a distinction. And we're going to be giving the person who has the highest marks available, we're going to be giving them a beautiful, beautiful little trophy in recognition of my father, who sadly passed away last year. But he was an amazing man, and we want to celebrate him by having this amazing trophy. And that will be given to whoever has the highest pass marks throughout all their work. So as we said at the beginning, who is this diploma for? It's a one-year diploma, and it's aimed for beginners or anybody who really wants to improve their skills and have a better understanding about the technical processes to bring your ideas to life. If you understand all the techniques and all the processes, you can start to look at a piece and understand how that particular piece is broken down. Louise was showing me a piece of jewellery that we bought in from one of the brands. I said to Louise, how do you think you would make that piece? And she said, well, first of all, I do this. First of all, I'll do that. Now, what would be the best way? And you can start then to understand and to realise how pieces of jewellery are made. You may look at it and think, that's an amazing piece. I'll never be able to make that. But if you break it down into little sections, you'll be able to find that you should be able to create some most amazing pieces of jewellery. And also with the ability of all the videos, the close-up videos as well, you should be able to produce these amazing pieces of jewellery. Let's talk about costs, shall we? So the diploma is £2,950. There is a toolkit that's available, and this will give you all the tools that you need when it comes to the projects. It's £599 for the toolkit. This is completely optional. We give you a toolkit list. It's available on atthebenchacademy.com. And because we are also tool suppliers, we can produce our toolkit at this price, which we feel is completely unbeatable. We don't add anything onto these prices. These are the prices that they come into us, and we pass that on to you. So £599 for the toolkit. The materials kit is £899. Again, this is optional. We give you the list to be able to buy the materials in one go or as you go through. You can buy them by term, buy them by the week. It's entirely up to you if you want to buy them from your own suppliers. But we can supply with a whole pack, and each week, each project is identified. They're all in bags, you know. Week number 5, that's my bag I'm going to need for week 5, and everything that you're going to need is in there. That includes all the silver, all the materials, there's little pieces of gold in it, and all the stones that you need as well. And there's going to be more stones available for you than what you actually need, in case you want to use those stones for something else, or perhaps you may chip a stone and then there's a replacement there for you to...
Sorry.
The total cost then is 4,448. As I said, you don't have to buy it all in one go. The diploma is 2,950, and the toolkits and the material kits are optional. We do have a 12 monthly payment plan as well. That is going to be ending in July, because we need you to pay for the diploma before the diploma ends.
Only applies to the course material and not tools and materials.
That is correct, yes. So the diploma is broken down at £246 a month. The tool kit and the materials kit, if you want to buy them from us, do have to be paid for in advance as well. So there is no monthly payment plans on the toolkit or the materials kit. We don't do 18 monthly payment plans, because you have to be accredited by the Financial Conduct Authority, which costs a lot of money and you have to have a license. But to stick within that, we can offer you a 12-month payment plan. The one benefit that you're going to get as a student with our diploma is that you're going to be getting a student discount from our tools store. So as we said, if you want to buy the tools from us in one package, great, I do appreciate that. But if you feel that you don't want to buy all those tools, or perhaps you may have half a dozen tools already, you can buy what you need from our store. You'll have a discount code to give you 10% off those particular tools. Obviously, if you want to buy them from your country, if you're in America, you can buy them from places like Guess Wine or Otto Fry or Stuller or Rio Grande. You're more than welcome. So there we go. That's basically virtually all that we've got. We've talked about everything to do with the diploma. If you want to enroll, you can go to atthebenchacademy.com. All the information's on there. All the projects are listed, what we've just been going through now. Towards the bottom of the page, you can enroll by selecting the diploma. And then when you go from the diploma, you go to the checkout. You then can decide whether you want the materials kit or the tools kit, either or both. If you want to join for the diploma, you can always buy the materials kit next week or next month. Same with the tools kit as well. As long as you do order it within time for enable us to get these materials and tools out to you, you can buy them at any time you want. If you want to know a little bit more information about it, you're more than welcome again to book a discovery call. Again, go to atthebenchacademy.com, click the book a discovery call, and there's dates and days on there and times of days that you can book a discovery call, and that would be with myself and Louise as well. So let us take you from beginner to professional jeweler in 1 year. We have designed these projects to be readily available for you to sell. Within the UK, there's a Hallmarking Act of 1973, which means any item above a specific weight, it's 7.78 grams, anything above that weight has to be hallmarked. If you're selling gold, you are not allowed to sell that gold item in the UK and say it is gold unless you have a UK hallmark in it. And the gold limit is 1 gram. It's a very, very complicated, but it means that all the projects that we have set for you, I think with except for one of the bracelets, is going to be above that legal limit, but every other project that you're going to be making is under that limit, which means that you can sell those projects to help you finance your diploma. So any questions, Louise,
there are
that
some
coming
questions.
in?
A
Yes,
very
please.
common question that's coming through is, are we going to be running the fundamentals course every year? And the answer to that is yes. We're planning on having an intake once a year, probably in September.
Yes.
So a few of you guys asked that.
Yep, so it is going to be an ongoing. Each year we're going to be doing the beginners, which is this one. Next year then we're going to be producing the jewellery design and manufacturing. So again, we'll be running them in conjunction with this particular diploma.
A lot of people are asking, and a lot of times we do get asked about, I'm not really a beginner, I've got some experience, is it right for me? And now that you've seen the range of projects and skills that you'll be doing, you can see that it is suitable for beginners who don't have experience, and those beginners are going to catch up quickly.
Yes.
So yeah, and then you just go on and develop the skills. So you might find, if you do have experience, that you kind of find the beginning, the basic soldering, piercing, the basic skills very easy, and you get through that quite easily. But obviously you're going to pick up tools and tips to hone your skills and really maybe weed out any bad habits and get direct help and advice. Yeah, so it's for beginners, but it's also for people with experience, and like you can see, like I say, the projects now and what you'll be doing, and the techniques you'll be learning, which aren't beginners. Techniques and projects, are they? We try and advance you really nice and quickly, so you can start creating some amazing projects. As I say, from week 5 you can start be making rings. You can start selling those rings. You're going to be making the lovely shadow box pendant. Again, really creative, and we've seen these in galleries as well. On that point, some people ask as well, quite a lot of people ask, can I recreate the projects? Can I recreate the things that are made and sell them? We haven't got a problem with that whatsoever. Things that are on at the bench, things that are on YouTube, things that are on the diploma, yes, by all means, we haven't got a problem. You can develop them, you can adapt them, but equally you can just follow the projects and sell them. Absolutely.
That's the whole idea, because obviously £2,950 is a lot of money, and you can start to sell these particular projects. Obviously, once they've been marked, you can't sell them beforehand, or you can start creating these projects.
Have nothing to mark.
Exactly, have nothing to mark. Or you can start creating these projects. So you may be producing this particular type of, you got this lovely formed ring that we've got here, as you can see. Really unusual, nice, simple bezel setting on that particular ring there. They're really nice and commercial pieces, and these are the sort of pieces that you see in galleries. So you should be able to sell these to your friends and to your family, and also be able to sell them to perhaps galleries, or through your Facebook or through your Instagram as well.
Because when I was doing the shadow box pendant with the heart, I thought, before I'd filed round the back plate and the front here, it was a little bit on the outside, and it looked a lot like a drum. And I thought, wouldn't it be cute if you put little rods on the side and basically turned it into a drum, and you beat of my heart.
Oh.
And I thought, that's really, you can have that. You can have that one, you guys. That's fine. I just thought that's So you just these things come to you in a flash of inspiration. Don't they?
So basically, the projects are there. We'll be setting you certain criteria for each project. So you don't necessarily have to produce the exact piece that we're going to be showing you.
That was one of Kate's questions here. Looking at your curriculum, it seems quite prescribed. E.g. envelope pendant, is there flexibility, i.e. make the hinged pendant, but it doesn't have to be an envelope, but it does have to hit the marking criteria. That's why it's so prescribed, because it's not a design course, it's a like a skills and capabilities course, isn't it? That's so
that is what we're going to be doing.
You won't get any extra marks for adapting the design or producing something else. It will strictly be on the techniques.
Yes, that we're going to be setting you. Exactly, yes.
Yeah, so as long as it's hitting that, then great.
Yes.
And it'd be lovely to see something different as well.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Good. Yes. Patricia's saying, I've been a past member of At the Bench for years and have learned tons from Andrew, as well as made lots of pieces and techniques. I feel I may be past this course. Will you be offering a more advanced course, and if so, when do you plan on offering it?
Yes, so it's going to be started next September. Not this September coming, but next September. That's going to be the next diploma on. That's going to be the carrying on from this diploma, and that's going to be jewellery design and manufacturing. It's going to be a lot of fun, that particular one. We're going to be looking at design processes, but also we're going to be introducing something that no other diploma program has done before. We're going to be introducing things like casting. We're going to be able to do simple casting into water. We're going to be doing some casting cuttlefish, and Louise loves cuttlefish casting because of the smell. But we're going to be producing some more advanced techniques and more advanced types of setting as well. Again, the projects that we're producing for them are absolutely outstanding.
Exciting stuff.
And we're going to be running those 2 diplomas each year as well. Okay, any more questions, Louise?
Anybody got anything else?
So yes, so again, you're more than welcome to book a discovery call with us. We're on atthebenchacademy.com. You can also email Louise at andrewberry.co.uk. We've got ways to contact us as well here. So you can contact us on Facebook. You can contact us on Instagram or at thebenchacademy.com.
Great.
So excellent. Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. Yes, Louise?
Yeah, I was just going to say, the Q&A on a Monday at 4 o'clock, you mentioned that earlier, and in case anybody doesn't know what we do, we're on YouTube 4 o'clock every Monday.
Yes.
Basically answering, it's free, it's everybody welcome, and you answer everybody's jewellery related questions and dilemmas and problems, and we work through them all together, and it's really great fun. Everybody's welcome. So yeah, please do come along to that
if you're free on a Monday.
Yeah, so if you've not heard of it, and there is of course the At the Bench membership as well, which is also great, and it's a great way to dip your toe in if you're not really sure whether At the Bench is for you. You could buy a 1 month membership and check out all the workshops, check out the tutorials, and see what you think. Really,
exactly. And Louise was on camera when we come to do the Q&A as well, aren't you?
Yeah, you get to see me.
We're not in this particular environment. We're in our studio around in our shop. We're in the studio. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of cheeky banter. We talk about what's been going on, where we've been, what we're doing. There's amazing community on the Q&A as well. And if you want to do that, if you go to atb.yt, that will take you then to the YouTube page. And as Louise said, we're there every Monday at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
GMT, Greenwich Mean Time.
You
should be able to do the next fundamentals, the next diploma without doing the first one. Obviously, we need to assess your capabilities to make sure that it is going to be the right diploma for you. If also you want to do this particular diploma and you're not sure whether you know too much, your techniques are far advanced, please book a discovery call with us. Come and have a chat with us. Have some pictures that you can send us, or have some items that you can show us, and we'll let you know whether this is going to be the right diploma for you, or hold out until next September.
Yeah, you could always send us some photos or examples of your work.
Yes.
Which is probably what we'd be asking for students who haven't done the Fundamentals Diploma.
Yes.
Going on to the next stage, we'd need to see, because we wouldn't want you to
have a wasted.
Yeah,
exactly.
Year. That it's got to be right, isn't it? At the end of the day. So yeah.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
Excellent. That's about it. I think that's all the questions we got. Excellent. Good. So I'm glad we all answered all those questions. As I said, please don't hesitate. Contact Louise and myself. We want to make sure this is right for you. If you have any more further questions, please do get in contact with us. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you all very shortly. Thank you all for coming on this evening. Really do appreciate it. Everyone, take care.